Imagine turning simple automations into $20,000 per month business, all without writing a single line of code. Sounds crazy, right? But in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use Make.com to create powerful automations that businesses will pay you for. Whether you're a complete beginner or looking to level up your freelance game, this is the blueprint you have been waiting for. Stick around to the end and I will show you how to fast track your success with my exclusive community where we dive deeper into money-making automation strategies. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ned and I will teach you how to leverage AI and automation tools like Make.com to build profitable online businesses. Today, we are diving into Make.com, a powerful no-code platform that lets you automate pretty much anything you can think of, from scraping data to sending automated emails. In this tutorial, I will walk you through a real-life automation that has helped freelancers earn thousands on platforms like Upwork. Plus, I will share how you can turn this into a recurring income stream. So let's get started.
So today we are going to talk about a qualified lead generation system. So what does it mean, qualified? It means that we are not just getting leads, but we are getting them qualified. So this case scenario can be with coaches, with course creators, with any kind of service provider. So let me break it down by visualizing first the process. So we can have a Facebook page or Facebook post, Instagram page, Instagram post, WordPress or any kind of website, even newsletter. And then we will have a link to the form, any kind of form builder we can use. In this case scenario, I will use Yotform, but you can use also Typeform, etc. And then it will create a call. So when we type submit, so when the potential customer or lead types in their data, then it will be triggered the webhook. I will explain to you what webhook is. Basically, it's a listener for the call that it will get, so-called request. And once it gets this call, it will get also the data, so first name, last name, any other type of information. Then we need to parse this. We can use, in this case scenario, we're going to use a JSON parser, but we can also use ChatGPT or anything else like artificial intelligence to do it for us. But in this case, we are going to use a JSON parser to parse this response. And then we are going to do if or else. What if the lead has filled in some data that the system needs to make a decision for us so that we don't lose our time to go through each of these leads. And then based on the decision, if we consider that this client has the funds or the money to work with us, then we can have this lead coming into Google spreadsheet or any kind of CRM like Go High Level or anything like that. And then we can set up a call or a meeting or whatever. But if not, if they don't have the funds, for example, then we're gonna put them in the sales funnel or newsletter where we can then further give them feedback what is the value of working with us or working with our client.
So in our Make.com, we have scenarios. For example, this scenario will be, like I said, qualified lead generation. Like I said, this is really crucial for most of the businesses, so they can determine or to filter out and not to waste their time in figuring out who is their potential customer and who is just looking or a window shopper, so to say. So now we have really simple scenario where we have a webhook, we have a JSON parser. Here I will show you also in next video how we can use ChatGPT or AI, any kind of AI, to filter out the result. Then we have a router which basically filters out who is qualified and who is not qualified. And then I have just simple steps here. Like for example, I would add someone who is not willing to pay or not willing to pay what our client wants. Then we can put them on some sort of list, emailing list, where we will put them in the funnel or sales funnel, where we're gonna word them up. And for others who are qualified, who are willing to invest in themselves or into their business, we are going to add them to the Google Sheet. In this case, we can put also Go High Level or any kind of CRM, where we will then directly contact them and then set up a meeting or whatever sales process we want. So how it looks like, we will set up webhook. So webhook is basically listening to the yacht form that I showed you previously. And here we will have, so here is the response, well, the request that it gets. And based on that request, it will go to the second module, which is JSON parser. In our JSON parser, we are interested in our case, this raw request. So the request that we get in is this, so JSON string. And then we have this parsed into fields that we can later reuse. I will show you exactly how to parse this and get each of the values. And in the router, it's pretty simple. It routes if else, so kind of programming thingy. And based on this, we have filters set up for the workflow. In this case, we have set up for the parameter that we have parsed here in this module. If it's different or not equal, nothing at the moment. So I will go back to the form. So form is here. So we have determined based on the text here. So I'm not, for example, I'm potential client, but at the moment I want to contact this business. I'm interested in this coach or a trainer or a service provider, but I don't have funds for it. So in this case, I am only looking for more information. And if I go for 500 or more or up to 4,000, doesn't matter, then the router will be, so in this case, it's when it's equal to nothing at the moment, then it will go to our mailing list, where we will have some kind of sales funnel where we will warm up this potential client. And in this case, we have a Google Sheet where we will basically have a list of clients that are qualified to be contacted and to have a sales call. So now I will show you exactly how to implement this. So our JOT form looks pretty much like this. So most of these forms are pretty much the same, where you have some information for your lead or for your customer lead that needs to be entered. In most case scenario, it's enough to have the first name and email. So this is kind of mandatory because this communication then can continue. But with our qualifying lead system, where we need to qualify the lead and to kind of weed out the real customer that has the value and has the funds to work with us or with our client, then this is really important, this part here. So this is how much they can invest. I mean, you can have any kind of text here, but I just, for this case scenario, I just put the most obvious one or the regular used ones. So basically our client, when he fills out or potential customer, when he fills out this form, when he says, okay, I have some of these data, then on submit, we will trigger that webhook in make.com.
and then we will have the system process the data that we get in, and then it will make decisions on our behalf. So when it comes to the form or the form builder, in this case scenario we are using JotForm. For this case scenario, I have prepared this form. Once you create a form, that pretty much you just go into this dashboard, and then when you go to the edit or to create new one, you will have 3 separate pages or views, so to say. So first one is to build out these elements. Second one is the settings, where we put these integrations. In our case, this webhook to hook it up with our make.com. And then we have to publish this form. So let's go to build. I will show you exactly how I have built this form. You can do the same or similar, it's up to you. And I will explain to you what elements have I used here. So when you click on these properties, you will have here a full name property. So these are the properties that I have used. So once you basically just click drag and drop, and then you just fill in what you need to fill in. In this case, I didn't fill anything special here. I just use it. And I did for the pretty much the same stuff. Here I used email properties. So here's the email element. Then I use the short text property. So short text property is here. And also this is the most important part. So this is single choice property. The single choice is basically radio buttons where it's you can only select one value. So in our case scenario, this is really crucial. Because based on answer that a potential lead gives, for example, they have funds or they have smaller amount of fund, or they can go a little bit higher, then our system will make decision for us. Once we do the submit, also what is also important to have this message so that potential lead can have their questions or concerns, that you might address them in appointment or in an email or in a phone call. It's up to you or your client. And then at the end we have this submit. Basically this submit will trigger that webhook, would make a request to our webhook, and then the system will trigger its workflows. Anyhow, so setting, we have here integrations. So like I said, this is the most important part. You go here when you want to set up the integration. Let me go back just to show you. So here it's integration. You click on a webhook, and then you add integration. In our case, so this is when, so first things first, you need to create a webhook in your make.com scenario. So then you will get this link from the make.com. And once you get this, you click here, complete integration. And your form is connected to your make.com scenario. Once you're set, then you click here publish. In our case, this is already published, and that's about it. So this is all about form builder, in this case JotForm. This is pretty much similar in any form builder. So you build it with these elements, then you make a setting to have your integration with your form, and then you publish, so you have this live link. In the case that you need more in-depth how you can create these forms, no problem, I can make a video on that also, so please let me know in the comments. So let's dive into how we created this scenario. So as previously mentioned, we have webhooks and JSON parser that will parse this data coming into the webhooks. Then we have a router which will route between data that we have chosen for the filtering, and at the end, in the case scenario, sales funnel. So let's see how we have done this and how you can do the same thing. Basically, we just add a new module. In our case, this is a webhook. Webhook is pretty straightforward. When we click on it, you have this here name of it. So if you want to add a webhook, you just click here add, and it will automatically generate this endpoint here. So for example, I click here add, and when I say save, then it will automatically generate the endpoint here. Then once we have this endpoint, then we will parse this data. This data is basically on the, it will create this data structure. This data structure is here. You can click on these three dots when you create it, and you will have everything that is being processed by the webhook. So if I click now on this jot form, and let's fill it in. So let's do the John Doe email is some email, business name something, I don't have anything, I test. And then when we click submit, it will automatically process this webhook. So now we will have the data coming in. So this is here, thank you, then let's go here. So now the data was triggered, and let's see what we have. So we have everything that we have submitted. So basically this is everything that we got from this jot form. Easiest way how to have this JSON parser thingy working is basically download the output bundle. So output bundle is basically everything here that we have, and then from this output bundle, because then we don't need to stress for each of this property how to map it and so on and so forth. We just click here output bundle, and you take this part here, so all the stuff that you have here, copy it, and you go to the so in our case, because it was run scenario, but we have this data here mapped, as you can see. So we have everything here mapped by these variable names. And in order to process it, so once we can trigger, easiest way is to trigger this workflow. So this webhook, you get a data. So this data is in output. Then you go to the JSON parser, you add a new module JSON parser. And then you click here add, and then you have this generating. You can name this whatever you want, but in this case it doesn't really matter, because the moment you realize how this works, then it will be really easy for you to organize this. You click here on generate, and then you have this sample data. So when you say sample data, you right click paste, and you say generate, and then wait for it, and see this will be automatically parsed. So, or this will be translated into the text that you can reuse whatever you have here. So it's quite a long list, but you don't care about it. You just say click save, and then you will take a property that you want to map. You will take this, so this will be this row request here, as you see. So all the data that you have will be in this row, or row request, sorry. And then based on that, you can filter it. So further from there, as we have everything here mapped, then you can add a new module called router. When you add the router, basically you will, if you click on this, it will automatically add a new route, so new branch, so to say. If I click like this, then it will add a new, and then we can set up the filter and what. So when we click here on the route itself, then we can just simply delete the module, and then we will be good to go. And then you can just click here out align, so that you have everything looking nice and good. Once we add that, the router, then we will have by default the two branches, so two branching. First one, we will set the first one, like we said, based on the filtering that we have. So we called it label qualified, so that we can see what is going on, so we can understand. Then we have the condition. So this is if you want to see, so add a rule, here you click on it, and then you have, so see this purple kind of properties. So this is coming in from this module, and this is what is really nice with make.com, because then you don't need to wander around. You just see automatically what is what, and this is the webhook property. So this is row request that we use to proceed with the JSON parser. And then we say what we're gonna do. So we said that we need to know how much we can afford, or what we can invest. So once we said, okay, this is the filtering. So this is based on this data that we had on the form itself. So form itself, so this was this data. So we just took the text from here and put it into this filtering option. Once we said, okay, that's it. And then for the second filtering, we have set by the logic of what we want to do is this not qualified. So you can see that we have this text operator equal to, not equal. So you have various here. You can choose from this drop down, and based on what you choose, then you can have implement whatever you want. So in this case, this is equal to, and this is, oh, sorry. So this is not equal to. So this not equal to is that we don't care about if customer or client or lead has filled in nothing at the moment. Then we, if the answer is this, that this means that he or she has chosen this property or this property, and in base of that, then we proceed with a Google Sheet, and with the Google Sheet you have this add module and add new row. With this add new row, you have here various options that you can fill in. I will show you now how this looks in the Google Sheet itself. And for the second one, we have in our case I have used a ConvertKit because I like ConvertKit. It's pretty much straightforward how to use it. And then I have a form there, and based on that form I pass in the email and the first name, and then from there I have a newsletter or a sequence with visual automation, and then I can send email and keep the prospect or the lead in the sales funnel. So let's see the Google Sheet. So this is our Google Sheet. So this is a test. So as you can see in our Google Sheet, we have this data that we have used for mapping. Just please notice that data that is where we say not having funds or whatever, they will not be coming here. Here we will just be getting only the prospects or the leads that are choosing from this value or this value. So this one will be ignored for the Google spreadsheet, for our meeting bookings and so on. And this one, so in this one they will go to the Google spreadsheet, and the second one will go to the ConvertKit, and in our case ConvertKit, or we can just put it in some kind of sales funnel, or we can just put it also in some kind of CRM, and then we can process that. How the ConvertKit looks like, let me show you. So ConvertKit is not here but here. So this is the form they have set up, and this is a sequence, and basically that's it. So I just don't forget that here when we go, for example, for each of these modules, you need to know that if you don't get data, so this is kind of troubleshooting, when you click on this ConvertKit and see here so input was this form ID that we had chosen, blah blah, but the output is what is important. So if you don't get any data into this, for example, this form, so nothing happened, then the fastest possible way to see what has gone wrong is, as we don't have any error,
You see here we have a state in this case with this ConvertKit cancelled. So why is this cancelled? Is basically this email is just some kind of dummy email that I used, and as you can see when you click here for the subscriber, because part of this workflow is to add subscriber, it says bounced. So basically what does this means is that it could not send or verify email for any case or reason. That is not in most cases of scenarios this email doesn't exist. So it couldn't, yeah, like I said, it couldn't be delivered. Anyways, so pretty much this is pretty much an easy, so to say, simplified workflow. Like I said, you can replace this part here with ChatGPT. And based on ChatGPT, you can say, hey, filter me out and give me the JSON with blah, blah, with this thing and with this thing. And then you can reuse that in the router, in, so to say, this decision maker. But this is something that is really required for most of these consultants or coaches or any service provider, where you need to filter out qualified leads, and based on these qualified leads, then you can proceed on the next step, like booking a meeting and closing the deal and so on and so forth. So why you should use make.com? Because basically it's a visual drag and drop automation tool. It connects apps without need for coding whatsoever, and of course it saves businesses time and money. There is real earnings potential where clients will pay you between $500, this is kind of cheapest that you can go, up to $5,000 US dollars per automation. Of course, depending on the complexity of automation. Recurring revenue you can get from maintenance, because usually businesses, when you have developed automation for them, then they will definitely hire you or have you on maintenance. This can go from $500 to $1,000 per month per client. Freelancers are making roughly 20,000, who are getting 4 to 5 or 10 clients per month. You can scale this however you want. Basically, if you use make.com for automations, you can charge, like, how you can scale this is basically by getting more traffic sources. Beside Upwork, you can get leads from ads once you get your first gig. Then you can use social media or organic SEO. You can also use this tool use this scenario that we have made to improve qualification process. So that means that you can filter out the potential clients that are willing to pay you more money. And if you're ready to start your automation journey, then watch my free training on this YouTube channel. And also I will have a community, if it's not set up already, for exclusive insights and for exclusive scenarios. And also, yeah, if you like this content, and then please don't forget to subscribe for more automation business tips, and see you in the next one. Thanks.